Brought to you by Penguin.
The Never-Ending Summer by Emma Kennedy. Read by Juliet Stevenson. For Barbara Grabe, who made me try again. Week 1. Monday. Chapter 1. Between two low, fat beech trees off in the distance, a figure was moving at full pelt. It was a young woman, gangly, running with the lopsided effort of a just-born foal. She was wearing thick spectacles, a powder-blue cardigan done up to the neck, and a pair of navy nylon trousers that any normal person would accept they'd grown out of. On her feet, brown sandals, above which screamed a pair of bright red socks. Bea was coming, and everything was about to change. Agnes stood watching and felt the same surge of relief she always felt when her friend appeared. She was looking out across Christchurch Meadow. She was between two rivers. Behind her ran the Isis, ahead of her the Cherwell. In her hand a sherbet fountain, the end of the licorice moist. In front of the galloping Bea, a rowing eight, all long legs and Wellingtons, was strolling back from the boathouses. There was a gracefulness to them, like gazelles slowly crossing a savannah. A few of them stopped to chat to a young woman. Her hair was up, in her arms a pile of books. They were laughing easily. Agnes watched, sucking on the end of her licorice. She and Bea were not a part of this world. They were the girls dumped by their parents into a secretarial college neither of them wanted to be at. Their lives were to be played out within boundaries. There were to be no adventures, no surprises. They were expected to be compliant and unremarkable. Fine. Except Agnes wanted to be that girl, the one with the books, who was being talked to lightly, enthusiastically, seriously. It would have been different if Agnes's parents had sent her to a run-down, concrete-clad, anonymous secretarial in Reading or Basingstoke or Slough, where she could have blended into the background and forgotten about everything that might have been. But they hadn't. They'd sent her to Oxford, the place she could have come to properly, if it hadn't all gone wrong. It was hard not to think it cruel. Bea came to a halt. Her face was bright red, and she was panting. "Well?" said Agnes, as her friend stopped in front of her. She could feel herself trembling. She knew what they had come to discuss. Bea held out a finger, slumped down to the grass, and put her head in her hands. "Hang on," she mumbled. "I feel a bit sick." Agnes supped on the end of her licorice again and cast a look back towards the rowers. They were heading towards Merton. She wondered what they were all studying and felt the usual pang of jealousy. No, it wasn't jealousy. It was worse than that. It was regret. She glanced downwards. Bea abhorred all physical exercise. She must have run at least half a mile. No wonder she felt ill. "Okay," Bea said, exhaling heavily, and pushed herself back up. "Have you finished it?" Agnes reached into the blue canvas bag slung across her chest and pulled out a battered-looking book. It was The Female Eunuch. "I have." She handed it to Bea. "What did you think?" "It's the filthiest book I've ever read." Bea's face lit up. She was an odd-looking girl, one eye that veered in towards her nose, teeth that seemed as if they'd been thrown into her mouth, and a ruddy complexion that left her wind-blasted. She would have been perfect on a farm in the middle of nowhere, but here, on Christchurch Meadow, among the willowy rowers and the beech trees, she was out of place, a mongrel among the thoroughbreds. "Filthier than Chatterley?" Bea narrowed her eyes.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?